Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Saturday, so it's time to play with the background on this wonderful picture. Hello, Joe Quinn. I only speak English, so hopefully you can understand and respond. How is your day going? I don't speak much Spanish or French. Not sure what language, but I think it's Spanish. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be coloring the background on this picture, and we're going to try to be as close to this as possible. So I have pulled out some colors from my Paul Rubin oil pastels in the pastel colors. So I've got the really pale yellow, creamy yellow here, and I do believe this one here, and then we've got a couple of the peachy colors as well. So we're going to try to imitate the background that the author used on this picture. The book, of course, is the Forest Girls coloring book, the premium edition. This is the hardcover edition, and the paper in this book, sorry, trying not to hit the camera. The paper in this book is a wonderful cardstock thickness, so hopefully it won't bleed through. I do have a piece of paper behind it just in case, because we will be smoothing it out with the Turpentine or turpentine or whatever. We're going to be using a solution on it. And of course I don't have my bottle over here. Where did I put it? Maybe I do have it. What did I do with it? Yes, I did stick it back in the drawer. So it's turpenoid that we'll be using, which is a turpentine solution. So we will be using that to smooth out the background, and then we will be using the Ranger's liquid pearls on the parts of the clock here on the time dial areas. So yeah, lots of fun today. So I'm really hoping I don't completely mess this up. This will be really the first time I do a background in a book, so I'm really hoping I don't mess it up. And I've got my stubs here, and I should pull and I have some paper towels so I can wipe them off, as well as the brush to use the turpenoid. And I need my pumice stone just so I can clean off any excess amounts of stuff. Okay, I think I have everything already. Good morning, Joy. I hope you are having a wonderful day. How did those pencils turn out? I hope everybody has their coffee. I have mine all freshed up and ready to go. Alright, so I'm going to take these out of the package so that I'm not rustling around. Joy, I finished the picture with the colored pencils you sent me, and a bit of a background, so I used these pencils. And I think she turned out quite cute. But I wanted to show you, so. I finished that yesterday. All right, so I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. We're going to take this one here, which is Tonoko. It's a really creamy light yellow color. You did some swatching with them. I'm glad that they turned out. So we're just going to put some of this on the paper. And I'm not going to worry too much about going over the dial areas because I'm going to be doing those in liquid pearl. So I'm just going to put some down of this light color. And I'm going to try not to mess this up. And of course, you know, somebody has turned on my AC. I can feel it blowing on me. So hopefully it won't be too cold in here for these pastels. Because sometimes when it's really cold, they don't move around very nicely. Okay, so we've got the light creamy color down, and we're going to take a bit of this darker color as well, and we're just going to mix it in. And what I'm hoping is when I go through with the sticks and smooth it out, that color will just get mixed into it. So I'm trying to imitate the author's background. Without going over my coloring. I should have done this first, I know, but I didn't want to be rubbing my hands all over it while I was coloring. And take a smaller one and get down into those smaller areas. Oop, there's blue left on that one. Oh, get the blue off. Maybe we can blend it in. Let's see, take a little bit of this. See if we can cover it up. All right, well, get your mug. So I'm just using this smaller nib to get down close to the picture. I'm going to actually take some directly off of the pastel onto my nib so that I can move that into those small areas. And also I can do this, get even closer once I start using the paintbrush. So with the turpenoid. Okay, so I think I need a little bit more of this darker color. And I think I'm going to add a little bit of this brownish peach color as well. Adjustments. All right, so back into it. I'm going to blend that in. Basically, what we're trying to accomplish is a nice malted look in the background. I think I need to put a bit of color here. And we'll take our smaller one, get down into the tight areas. And any of the really tight areas, I'll go in and do them after as we go along. Okay. Sorry about the silence. I'm just trying not to run over her arm. Now it's not, of course, going to be the same because I do believe that she used a paint, and it's never the same as the artist, no matter how hard you try. But I like the color of her background. It works really well with the clock motif. I know I shouldn't be nervous, but I always am when it's something that I've never done before. Well, I've tried them and I've played with them a little bit, and I played with them on one background that I thought turned out pretty good. So it's just this is such a nice book, and I really don't want to ruin it. Yeah, it's smoothing out really nice. And once I go over it with the paintbrush, it'll smooth out even better. These pastels are really, really smooth. And I thought about just doing it with the chalk pastels, but I have these ones, so I might as well play with them, right? And I've been going back and forth for days on what colors to use and whether or not I should use the metallic ones or the pearl one or the pastel ones. And yeah, I've been stressing about it for a couple of days. And I know I shouldn't stress about it, but all right. So we're going to rub some of that off. Make sure that my point is fairly good. And we're going to take our smaller one here and see if we can grab some color off of this one. Sorry about the noise. The train has decided that it wants to go through very loudly. Trying to get into these little tiny areas. Without going over the picture. All right. Well, you should have more than enough confidence to use them. The oil pastels aren't hard to use. I'm just I always get nervous with new things. And I tried oil pastels once when I first started coloring. And boy, did I make a mess of it. So this is redemption. This is me redeeming myself for the mess I made the first time I used them. I think I'm going to add a little tiny bit of this darker peach into it. Try to keep those colors about the same around the edge there. Okay. And this is the hard part. This is, the tedious part is getting the color down, getting the right mixtures, and basically just playing with them until you get the consistency and the color lay down that you want. It's got to be horribly boring for you all. And I'd put it on the close-up, but it really wouldn't show you what I'm doing because I'm not staying in one small area. So what I'm doing when I go off screen is I'm just taking the tip here and just rubbing it on the tip of my pastels just to get a little bit onto the tip of my stick here. Add a little bit of this orangey peach color. Just so that I can get into these really tight little areas. Without, coloring over top of them. Yeah, they're definitely different. I would definitely suggest that you get some of these Totalon or whatever sticks. They're just paper sticks and I use, and I'm probably the only one that uses it, my husband found them. I'll show you the whole package. And they're just a pumice bar. It's just a pumice stone, basically. And it works really, really good on these paper stubs to remove the pastel from them, whether it be the oil pastel or the pan pastel type thing. The soft pastels, that's what I'm looking for. And you just rub it on there and it just takes it all off as well as sharpens the point for you. It's a bit messy, but it seems to work really well. Okay. Hopefully that looks all right so far. Just going to try to get some of this into the closer into the areas here so she doesn't look like she's glowing. But this is all Amazon Tammy's fault, so she's going to watch this and she's going to laugh at it because I keep on telling her it's all her fault. Do beautiful backgrounds and then tell me how you did it. No, I use it on the tortillon to here. I want to show you, but I don't want to do it over top of this because it does make a mess. So I'm going to move this out of the way and I'll show you. And I'll put this down so that I can clean it up quickly. Alright, so which one did I just use? So this one here is the one I used for the main parts. And all I do and then on the side, because it's got a different texture on each side, just to get that bit off. And as you can see, it makes a little bit of a mess there. And then you just wipe that off. Let's put this over here. Get rid of all that. And then you just wipe it off and it sharpens it and it cleans it off. And now I gotta brush it all off the page. And you just wipe it off and it's gone. It just disappears. It works really, really well. Now back to this. Alright. I'm just going to quickly do this one here as well, just to make sure I don't have any color on it like I did on that small one. See, it sharpens it up quite nicely. Alright, now back to our colors here. And it was just, basically by accident that I figured that out, because I was looking for a piece of sandpaper and I couldn't find any. I thought, well, that's soft enough that it's not going to completely tear it apart, but gritty enough that it might help remove the colors off of it. So yeah, so it was a good accident. I like good accidents. Well, I wouldn't even say accident because I did it on purpose. I just couldn't find a piece of sandpaper. I had some good sandpaper that I had set aside for these, and I couldn't find it. And it's like, well, that is gentle on the skin, so, paper isn't much different than your skin, so paper's a little bit harsher than your skin. I was really, really impressed with it. I'm really glad I've got a few more because mine is starting to wear down. And they do wear down, just like any other pumice stone. All right. Yeah, I use them for soft pastel. The first time I used them was when I was doing something with soft pastels with these sticks, and I wanted to get the pastel off the stick. And like I said, I was just looking for a piece of sandpaper just so that I could erase the pastel off of the stick and sharpen the stick up a little bit. And they work just fine. Get off my flower. Let's see if I have a clean one here so that I can erase it off that flower. I think they'll work. It will work for anything that you're going to use these sticks for, basically, to get the color off the end of the stick and sharpen the stick up. I was a little bit worried about doing these really tedious areas, but it doesn't seem to be taking me too long to do them. Trying not to leave too much in the way of edge there. So far it looks pretty good. I think it's a little bit darker than I anticipated, but... Hi, Joyce! Yeah, it's a little rainy here too. I think the Eskimos have moved into my house because they keep on turning on my air conditioning. And I probably should have started on the outer edge so that I didn't, you know, touch things, but I'm so used to starting in the center of the page. Yeah, I don't know if nobody else got the notifications or if everybody's just really busy today. Not too many people stopping by. Well, we've got some people stop by. There's not too many people chatty today. And I don't blame you, it's early. Alright. Need my eraser one. There we go. Yeah, 50 degrees is a little bit cool. My boys for some reason have a tendency when I'm not looking to turn on my AC. And I'm right in between where I sit in my desk, right in between two vents. So when the AC comes on, it blows on me in two different directions. Well, hopefully this is starting to look okay. And I'll get a little bit closer with the paintbrush, but trying not to overwork it so I don't completely remove the layers of color. Alright, now browns in there a bit. Ignore the blue spot. Can't believe I left some blue on there. Okay, now I'm going to leave that alone. Yeah, it's a little bit chilly, especially when it blows on you. I keep on turning it off and they keep on turning it back on. It's like, will you just leave it alone? All right. So now we're going to take some of these darker colors and we're just going to fill it in a little bit. And then we're going to take our little stick. I want to move that first and then I'll add the other colors. I think I'm going to turning you sideways so that I'm not sticking my arm into the pastel that I've already laid down. Yeah, it's such a wonderful little clock. It's so cute. Now we're going to take a bit of this one, which is a bit lighter. And work it in. The edges are going to be messy, just the way it goes. That's a workout. um, yeah, I like using them, and I bought them, so I'm gonna have to use them, but it all depends upon the picture and the type of background that you want to do. I'm not great with coloring with them, but I do like the background look that it gives. And I've got to get more of these sticks. I'm slowly wearing these ones down. Now I'm trying to get close to the flower, but not so close that I'm overtaking the flower with my tip here. Oh boy. Yeah, they work really well, really, really nicely, and they move really well. Like they blend out almost as well as a soft pastel will. Um, it's a little bit more work, a little bit more arm exercise than I'm used to, but yeah, it's turning out quite nice, I think. I think it's going quite well. I always worry I'm going to be using too much or too little. And it, because you're pressing on the page, you may be taking out some of that tooth. So if you're going to do this last, then albeit, but if you're going to do it first, be careful that you're not completely killing the tooth of your page. I would definitely suggest that it be the last thing you do, um, because it is something that you'll pick up on your hands and your clothes and everything else if you're rubbing up against it. So I'm going to take this lighter one here onto my tip. Try not to get too much in there. It does take a little bit of playing with it to figure it out. And I like these pastels much better than I like the school ones. I was playing with the ones that my son got for school, and it's like, yuck. They're, I don't know, they feel more waxy than oily. I don't know. Yes, these whatever sticks. I can never say the name of them. Just don't use an actual stick. I'm so technical, aren't I? I'll give you the technical term. It's a whatever stick. That's what I'm going to call it from now on, the whatever stick. I have some silicone makeup brushes, and they say they're the same a type of thing as the shaper sticks. And I found them that with the oil pastels, it sticks to them. I may have been using them wrong, so very possibly. And like I said, they're not actual um, the actual sticks that you're supposed to use. They're just silicone makeup brushes. Yes, these are Paul Rubens. The colors that I'm using are in the pastel set, the pastel color set that I got. With all the funky names that I refuse to write down. Well, not only are they funky names, but they're so small that I have a really hard time seeing them, even with my glasses on. And I should not need a magnifier to read a name on a pastel every time I need to use it. So it's just easier just not to put it down. All right, now we're gonna whew, put some down here. I'm glad I put that page behind it. Trying not to put too much on at once because it does dry. I have found out. And when it dries, it doesn't move very nicely at all. It's either that or else it gets cold, one or the other. But it doesn't like moving if I put too much down at once. Yeah, the oil pastels, the first time I used them as well, I didn't like them because I didn't know how to use them. I still don't know how to use them, but and they were really cheap children's pastels from school. And like I said, they felt really, really waxy compared to these. They didn't feel oily at all. And when you put the color down on the page, it wouldn't move. You know, it was just wherever you scribbled, it would look like a scribble. It was horrible. So yeah, I can definitely see how it wouldn't be something that a lot of people would like to use if they're used to that type of pastel. These ones, however, are so soft and creamy. They just move. They just move around, you know, without any large amount of effort. which is perfect for me because the less effort, the better. Yeah, like I said, I've been using pumice stone. A nail file would probably work really well too. I didn't even think of grabbing my nail file. Probably because it's in my bathroom and yeah, I am not in my bathroom when I'm coloring. Although I have thought about it. Alright, so I'm going to take some of this really dark color and I'm just going to go up here across the top and hopefully it hasn't drug it across every other page. Just going to bring that up just in case because I know I'm going to go over. And we're going to try not to knock the page off the desk. Try not to knock the book off the desk. And then a little bit more here. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's just like cooking, isn't it? There was one day I was out here doing something and of course in my normal general manner talking to myself and my kids thought I was out here cooking because it was like, oh, I need a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Oh, and that'll look good. Yeah. I'm just going to blend it all in. Try to make sure that there's not a harsh line there. And of course, once I go over it with the... Hi, Brandy. Yes, it is an oil pastel. It's the Paul Rubens oil pastels. And I need, this one, I hope. Yeah. Trying to figure out which one I was just using. Yeah, I did a full coloring page with it and I gave it away so I can't show you. But if you're just doing color blends and that sort of thing, I did all the clouds in a picture I just did using these pastels. And as long as you use all of your stumps, not just one stump, like I'm using several different stumps to get into those finer details. You can actually probably color an entire page for it with it. Yeah, I don't have those ones. I have a cheap set that I got at Hobby Lobby for the sticks, and then I have my pan pastels. I have heard really good things about the Arteza pastel set. I watched Emily use them and it was just gorgeous, but I wanted to try something new, and Tammy did a gorgeous background using oil pastels. And then, I thought, oh, that's nice, and moved on with life. And then I kept on watching that video to see if I could do it with the regular pastels. And then Amazon, in their infinite wonderful wisdom, decided to tell me about a sale 10 minutes before it was over on these Paul Rubens. And I had a coupon as well and a bit on my Amazon account. So I bought them. By the time I was done, I didn't pay very much for them, so I didn't want to spend a lot of money um, on something that I might not use. But I knew that I really didn't like the ones that come in the kids' area for school, because I tried those before and did not turn out well. Oh, that's going to be. I was wondering why I was getting this hard line. Because you have a page there, you dork. I have a page behind the other page to make sure that when I go over this with the turpenoid that it's not going to bleed through. I don't know if it will, but I just didn't want to chance it. I don't know if Paul Rubens are open stock. Um, they might be. They are a well-known brand, so it is definitely an artist grade pastel. Somebody on my review yesterday said that they have pencils. So now I'm on the search for Paul Rubens pencils. Isn't that horrible? Like, they have pencils? Ooh. More pencils? Like, I need more pencils. Need is such an word that doesn't hit my vocabulary. I don't need any of it. I want all of it. Well, let me know how they are. Like I said, Emily does a really, really good video, and so does Amazon Tammy. I think Tammy used pastel, soft pastel sticks to do an entire page as well. I know I've got lots of people that I've watched do entire pages with the pan pastels, but I'm quite sure that the sticks can be used pretty much the same way. Can't believe I'm almost done here. Holy cramoly. And where did that other one go? I'm gonna stop just checking these things down. I guess this one. I had them all lined up so that I could put them back in the box, but this should be interesting getting them back in the box to figure out what color goes where. It should be okay once I look at the swatch. Alright, so I need this one. Yeah. And these are so nice that I don't even know if I'm going to need to blend them out with the turpenoid. They just seem to be blending together so nicely, I might not. Ooh. I don't need a new Arteza colored pencil set. I really don't. I have an entire set that I haven't even opened yet, plus the set I use. So until those are all gone, I think I'm going to refrain. Unless there's, actual new colors in there. If they've just renamed them again, then I will refrain. However, if they're putting new colors in things, then I might have to look into them. That's horrible. Full set syndrome got me again. If I don't have all the colors, then how am I supposed to color? Right? I've colored an entire page with pan pastels before. I've used a couple of colored pencils for areas that I wasn't confident in the pan pastels, like skin tone. I'm not confident with that at all. I keep on watching people do it and I keep on going, yep, I would suck at that. But I will probably end up doing it at some point. I just have to build my confidence up in it. But I have seen some really pretty things done with pastels, that's for sure. Not by me, mind you, but I can do really good backgrounds with them. I have a lovely blue. All right. I'm just going to finish off this area here around the flowers. Ooh, that is exciting. I love it when things get shipped early. I have two sets of pencils, excuse me, that I ordered over a month ago from AliExpress that finally has hit US soil. I don't know why it's taking them so long. My first couple of orders from them were bang, 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 and they were here. This order, for some reason, is taking so much longer. And I know that it's different with every store because they've got different stores. So it may just be that this store has different shipping policies or something. I don't know. I thought for sure they were lost in the mail. I was hoping to have them by my birthday, but that didn't happen. So maybe I'll get them by Mother's Day. I doubt it though, since Mother's Day is tomorrow. I want to also mention to everyone that is a mom of anything, whether it be a child, a pet, a friend's child, or a relative, happy Mother's Day because all of you are fantastic. All right. So how's that look, guys? I've got to put the deeper peach down here at the bottom. And I'm not sure about blending it with the terpenoid. I don't know if it needs it. I'll finish up this part and then we'll take a look at it. Let's see if any areas look like they need to be smoothed out or blended together. A little more than what I can do with the stick. What do y'all think? Do you think I need to go over it with the... Hi, Andrew and Mandy. Happy Mother's Day to you as well. So what do you think? Should I go around it with and blend it with the terpenoid, or do you think it looks okay the way it is? Oh, that I've never heard of vertical worlds. And welcome from New Zealand. I got mine on sale really, really cheap. And then my husband bought me the metallic pan pastels and the pastel colored, the pearlescence for Christmas one year. You think it's fine as it is? You don't think I need to smoosh it around with some terpenoid? I think so too. I think it just smooshed together quite well on its own. I might take one of these that is a little bit pointier and just take that in a little bit more. Make sure that I've got all those areas covered that I was thinking I'd just do with the terpenoid. I've got pointy ones. They will work. I think it blended out quite nicely. Of course, I'm going to go over it and try to pull it into areas, and it'll now look horribly blended. Just going to make sure that I haven't left any large clumpy areas or large white areas. Ooh, completely missed an entire area. Can't believe I completely missed an entire corner. There we go. All fixed. And that's why we go over it and make sure, right? I'm always missing things though. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about is losing that mixture. You know, the yeah, the look, the dappled look. Yeah, it's dark and raining everywhere, lots of places. So I'm gonna test this, make sure that and I'm just gonna try to fill in those very, very gently and very carefully. The tube should have started at the top, but the nozzle on this is almost the perfect size for these little things. Trying to keep my eye on where I've put it down so I don't stick my arm in it. Ah! Well, that one's a little off. Because I just made a boo-boo. Let's see if I have where's my rubber stick? I have a rubber stick. Where is it? I have all these things out, and do you think I can find them when I need them? No. I know I just had it the other day. There it is. There we go, all cleaned up. Yeah, I bought some of those, one of those glass pens and sparkly ink for my husband a few years back on Wish. And it took a little while to get to me too. All right, guys, it's all done. What do you think? It didn't bleed through, which is good. Still going to leave this here because I've still got to spray it. So there is our clock, our spring clock of spring flowers. There we go. Oh, my husband, this one. Yes, it's a happy ink. See, it's so pretty. It's such a pretty pen. And all the inks have little unicorns on them, which, of course sold me. But yeah. And my husband, I bought it for him, although I probably will end up using it. But I bought it for him because he likes to do Chinese writing and the look of Chinese writing and that sort of thing. So I thought maybe if he practiced, he could get good at it. And I think he's used it 2 or 3 times. But it actually writes really, really well, just like a fountain pen too. So yeah, so the Freedom of the Starry Sky is the set that I got him. I do not, actually. I have asked my children what they want to, if they're going to be doing anything for me, and they won't tell me. So, um, normally I would prefer to go up and visit my mom, but with COVID, I can't do that. So, I will give her a call in the morning. And other than that, I don't think I've got too much planned. I know I'll be doing laundry. And I stuck my arm in the um, liquid pearl. So, of course, I moved that. Yeah, it's too pretty to use, isn't it? It works really well. Even if it is too pretty to use, it does work really, really well. I was hoping Tammy would stop in so I could ask her how do I preserve this without making it stick to the other pages. I think I'll put a piece of parchment after I spray it. I'll spray it with some fixative and then I'll put a piece of parchment in between it just in case. So what does everybody else have planned for tomorrow's wonderful Mother's Day? I think I'm just going to do my laundry and color. Yeah, I think Bob used it once or twice just to see how it would work. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to show y'all. And I gotta remember where I put it. So, as you guys know, Spirit Joy sent me some wonderful paints and asked my husband if he could 3D print a paint palette to hold the paints. And he was able to create a purse pocket paint palette. Oh, mine's stuck. Where does it go? This one. And he was able to create a paint palette that will hold 15 paints. And it closes up nice and tight and nice and small so it fits just inside your purse. So that is another one of those things. Oh, no one to celebrate with. Yeah, my kids are getting to that age where they don't make me things anymore. So my husband makes me things, and he's actually printing me something right now. for my desk. So he's going to make me pretty things for Mother's Day. But this is one of those items that will be going into the shop. And I do have a 3D printed store on my Facebook page that has a list of all of the things that my husband 3D prints for the coloring stuff. And this is one of those things that will be listed there for sale. And it's just so cute. It's just so tight and small, and it's about the size of a Altoids tin. A little bit bigger, but not by much. One of the big Altoid tins. And it's just so cute. I love it. I have one pen that likes to stick to the top though. I don't know why. But it tells me that they're in there nice and loose enough that they can be picked out when you need to. He used to be. He took architectural engineering, I think, in school. I don't think he finished it though. But yeah, he with doing the 3D printing, he really likes doing the useful things. He likes printing useful things, so, and designing useful things. So I have him designing all sorts of things for coloring. All right, guys. Well, I am all done with that. And as I said earlier, I did finish the unicorn picture that I said that I was going to work on. I actually finished that on stream. Well, not even on stream, on recording yesterday. I finished the background and then I colored it in yesterday after I finished the pastel review video. But now I have to figure out how to preserve this and not to get it to stick to this other page. Yes, he has, but like I said, I only have it on my Facebook page. He doesn't want to open a store or that sort of thing. It's a hobby to him, but he doesn't mind when I have one or two little sales of printing them up. So keeping it small and keeping it on the Facebook page, and here on the YouTube, once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to put all of the things available in the community section so people can order them that way as well. Isn't it adorable? I just love it. I sent Joy one so that she could test it out for me and find all of the problems. And she gets to be my tester. I get pastel all over my desk. I don't know how I manage that. So what do y'all think? Do you think it's sufficient of a background? Do you think I did close to what the artist did over here? Over here? I think it's pretty close. I made a little bit of a mess of it here, but not much I can do about that. I think mine's more peachy and hers is more brown. I can add more brown to it. But I kind of like the peachy. It makes the yellow flowers stand out a little bit better. Grease-proof paper is a temporary measure. Okay. Yes, he is definitely handy with that printer. He makes all sorts of cool things for me. Where would you find grease-proof paper charms? Just parchment paper? I guess parchment paper would probably work really well. I'm going to sit here and chat with y'all and drink my coffee. Look at this pretty picture. So you'll be test driving vertical worlds tomorrow, Joyce. Sounds like fun. I think so. I think parchment paper would work really well because it is grease proof. You can use it without having to grease your pans and whatnot. Yeah, freezer paper, baking paper. Yeah, that's what I thought. Parchment paper. I don't know if wax paper would work with that. I think it would stick to it. I don't know. But for now, I'm just going to spray it and put a piece of parchment paper so it protects the other page and doesn't stick to the other page. And this one here I put down so that I wouldn't ruin that page because it's cute. And I didn't even go and get pastel everywhere on the edges of the pages either, which is cool. I was worried about that. All right. Exactly. Exactly. And he doesn't need another job. He has more than a full-time job. So the printing is his hobby, and he loves printing things for me, and that sort of thing. But he doesn't want to make it into a job. And if he can sell a couple, if I can sell a couple of them to help the fund the channel, then so be it. I will definitely do that, and he doesn't mind printing them for that. So, but we definitely don't need a full-time store. I'd have to get more printers and actually learn how to use them properly. Then it becomes a full-time job for me, and then I don't get to hang out with you guys. So yeah, we'll just leave it where it is. I like hanging out with you guys more. All right, guys, I thank you all very much for joining me. And I hope that every single one of you that is a mom, has a mom, or is a mom to a pet, or anything else, that you have an absolutely wonderful, wonderful day tomorrow. And celebrate your superhero-ness because all moms are superheroes as far as I'm concerned. I know I've had to be a superhero a couple of times, so. Yeah, exactly, because it's fun. And if you start doing it as a job, it no longer becomes fun. And that's, where I don't want to take things. I want the channel to be fun. I want my husband to have fun with his hobby. I want to have fun with my hobby, and that's the best way to do it. With raising funds for the channel, it's basically so that I don't completely put us in the poorhouse with all my buying for the channel and my giveaways and things like that. And to make sure that I can do my giveaways because I really enjoy doing them. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Joyce. But I am going to go and I'm going to spray this lovely, lovely piece of art and post it on the Facebook page. So if you are a part of our Facebook group, you can definitely join us over there and take a look at it close up. I will trim off the edges so that it's not looking yucky. I will cheat. Um, it's not cheating, it's just removing the edges. But I will post it on the Facebook page in the Saturday Color and Chat area in the albums. Of course, we do have a Mother's Day, Mother's Flowers in May um, event going on our Facebook group. And of course, if you want to join in on that, that would be wonderful as well. Absolutely. Thank you very much for joining me, and happy Mother's Day to each and every one of you. I hope you all have a completely fantastic day and relax, color, and stay safe. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. Bye bye for now.